Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between Lin and Chaemiko. This game taking place here on, well, Northern Isle. This game taken from DreamHack Asia Open Qualifier. Let's see what's going to be going down in this matchup as Chaemiko has spawned, excuse me, as the red human player on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Lin, the yellow orc over here in the bottom left. Well, Korean versus Korean, Orc versus Human in a 1v1 matchup, opening them things up. There's a Burrow, there's an Altar of Storms, waiting to see if there is going to be a Barracks or a War Mill first. That will define whether or not we are going for, well, we are going for a Headhunter Farseer in this opening stage, going up against, well, Archmage, Mountain King, or Archmage or Mountain King, most likely Archmage, alongside some footmen straight out from Chaemiko. So Archmage Footman, very, very strong opening, especially as casters have become or have always been a very, very large part of the strategy and plan against other Orc players. Mountain King with Thunderclap, having Brilliance Aura, Blood Mage as well to try and shut down enemy heroes. Well, mana has always been king in the human, in the human universe. Coming back across on the other side, well, we are looking at a standard build here. There's that Barracks, there's that Farseer, as this game is, well, getting underway. What can we really look forward to in this matchup? Well, perhaps some early creeping. I wouldn't be surprised if the Farseer just simply summoned some Spirit Wolves and then ran out across the map, using the cooldown on the Spirit Wolves, that timer, to be able to resummon them later, while starting to build a good number of Headhunters back at home. Once there are 2 to 3 Headhunters, they may end up trying to do a little bit of pressuring or trying to do a little bit of creeping themselves, as the Farseer is already out on the move, trying to put down a little bit of pressure here, and then decides to go after some easy creep camps instead. A level 3, level 2 creep camp, backing up, microing those Spirit Wolves to make sure that both of them are within melee range. Footman keeping tabs of that Farseer, wanting to know whether or not, well, the Archmage will be forced to try and deal with, well, a Farseer and Headhunters nearby in just a moment. All right, back off to the north here. We do see one Headhunter here, Farseer of Chaemiko, actually going much more for the expand or the creeping strategy than I thought he would, clearing out the second creep camp. Archmage should be able to get to level 2 here in just a moment, may even try and deny this Water Elemental as well. That Water Elemental down to 28 hit points as the Farseer out onto the battlefield. Farseer wandering around here. We're looking, where's that Archmage going to go? Going to get some damage off onto that Farseer. Farseer looks to back away and is able to do exactly that. All right, unit still backing up once more. Headhunters, Headhunters alongside a Spirit Wolf will be able to push a little bit of damage. Archmage trying to get some damage. There is an exchange of blows there. Archmage has a little bit better damage with that Circlet of Nobility and and the same amount of hit points. Armor is about the same as well. So Archmage actually, what does it win in? It wins in the category of mana, and that is about it, as the Archmage now going to be double backing around, perhaps get some damage here. Water Elemental actually pushed and summoned in a different direction than I would have expected. I thought he would have wanted to try and get some damage onto the Spirit Wolves here, as the Archmage looks to pick up, well, he picks up Claws of Attack +5 from the shop. All right, should be able to win out in this battle here. Meanwhile, Archmage heads down to the South Seas, double Headhunters, and a little bit more poke damage. Again, Archmage taking much more damage than he wants to. Will be forced to head back off to the north, but gets stuck on a Penguin. All right, Penguin getting in the way right there. Meanwhile, Water Elemental getting in a little bit of damage across across the Farseer as the units back up once more. All right, little bit of early engagement across both sides. Both sides just trying to get a good feel on the other, getting little bits of damage here, and I don't expect this to really go anywhere. These players are both too good to really start losing units of any true significance at this point and stage in the game. Chaemiko going to be backing up with that lower hit point footman already. However, well, defend is now up, so, well, movement speed is going to become a little bit more of an issue as the low hit point Grunt Panda now back out onto the battlefield, and now with a breath of fire across some of those units. Low hit point, well, footman getting hit with a chain lightning, and then we may end up seeing another unit getting taken down there. This could be extremely bad news. Panda, if he can get off a breath of fire, no, doesn't go for a breath of fire. Going to go ahead and chase with the Archmage, as the Archmage is going to try and run down this Grunt. This Grunt, well, needs one more attack and doesn't get it. Doesn't get the kill, as this Grunt is now double backing around. Penguin apparently doesn't have anything against Grunts right there, as the Archmage is trying to catch up to this Grunt right here. Grunt still running around in circles. Archmage looking for the Grunt, doesn't spot it, as the Panda still going down here trying to put in some pressure. Meanwhile, Spirit Wolf is still chasing after the Archmage here, as the Panda may try and land in some breaths of fire in just a moment. Tauren Chieftain going to be out here in just a second as well, as the Footmen do have the Fen trying to reflect back some of that damage, resummoning of the Spirit Wolves once more. Giant stomped at this point and stage in the game. Level 1 stomp, stunning 5 units, as the Panda now in serious trouble, down to 80 hit points. If he had perhaps just used that breath of fire earlier, could have finished things off. And the Panda going to get taken down. Last breath of fire across multiple units, but things are not looking good for Chaemiko. Lin able to save a couple of low hit point units. There's some headhunters off there. There's a low hit point Grunt hiding next to the shop, and Chaemiko does have a pretty small, or has a larger army, but a lot of that supply is currently out of commission, and he's able to save the bestiary. That was huge. So much damage being absorbed by that bestiary, but finally it was fully constructed, getting to fortified armor, resisting back some of that damage, as we're seeing one headhunter getting taken down here. Another headhunter able to escape at 48 hit points. Grunt now going to be making its way back over, saying, wow, he dodged quite a few bullets there, saving 5 supply with the healing salves and, well, just some proper micro. Tauren Chieftain now sits at level 2. Chaemiko is in some serious trouble after that earlier engagement. He is going into sorceresses and priests now. May need to go in for some spellbreakers in order to, well, avoid much of the damage from that Tauren Chieftain. However, if he's going to be going up against those headhunters, the headhunters with that range, it could really push in a large amount of damage. The downside, though, for Lin is that he is not yet teching a tier 3, so he's not going to get the bonus hit points that is, well, pretty much necessary here, as the Farseer turns the corner only to see the majority of the human army ready and willing to wait for him. 35 supply compared to 41, and a little bit of a slight difference there. Panda wants to get to level 2. Farseer going to go ahead and get in a little bit of engagement. Again, Archmage really benefiting from the health of that priest, as the Farseer may try and rush on in. There's a slow onto the Farseer. Farseer going to be taking a little bit more damage, maybe down to 225, 200 hit points, as it, well, still absorbs quite a few blows. Both sides still engaging once more. Archmage able to get in some real damage there, as the Panda does get to level 2, picking up a ring of regeneration. All right, Wolves now still doing a little bit of chase, going back the other way. Tauren Chieftain, well, Tauren Chieftain and Farseer both being healed up again, as we could be looking at, well, trying to disrupt some of that heal. No disrupting of the heal. Panda is just right there. Panda could just turn back around, get off a breath of fire, and even though it wouldn't really put anything in the red, it would at least force the Farseer and the Tauren Chieftain to stay at their lower hit point level and no longer regenerate those hit points. All right, yellow on this army. Difficult to spot the healing salve, though, so a little bit of those slight variations. If you don't very carefully, you can hardly see whether or not a healing salve is going and healing up this yellow army. Most players do choose to play blue versus red, though, in terms of ally colors when you're actually fighting and playing in the game. So what the colors that we see may not be the colors that they are seeing right now. Tuskar Warrior looking to, well, try and retreat back. Are we going to see perhaps a spell steal or a steal right there? Farseer trying to escape away. Are we going to be looking at a slow? No slow whatsoever. Going to be turning back around, going after the remainder of this creep camp. Farseer doesn't want to engage any longer. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain now at level 3. Army of Spellbreakers. Spell Steal could be used as well. We are still at Stronghold, going up against Keep. No sign the tech to tier 3 as we're adding in a blacksmith for weapon upgrades. All right, Tracker could easily get taken down here. Farseer going to come back around. Panda is off over here as well. Tracker will get finished off here. Are we going to get the experience? Who gets the experience? Chain Lightning bounces around, doesn't get the final attack up. Archmage gets the item, or Panda gets the item. Double Rings of Regeneration. That Panda is going to be regenerating hit points like a madman. You can take a look at it. It just looks like he is at a fountain of health, in fact, as the damage is just, well, simply falling off of him. No damage really going to stick at all. Tauren Chieftain going to be running inside. There's a stomp across multiple units, trying to add in more damage. Wind Riders are here. Not that many riflemen at all. Militia now trying to make their way over. Drops a water elemental as the priests are now going to be trying to retreat back. There's a couple of ensnares. More Breath of Fire hitting back across as well. Level 3 now on the Farseer. Level 3 on the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain now looking to back away. Archmage does have Inner Fire stolen from earlier as we see, well, one Shaman getting taken down right there. 48 supply compared to 44. Chaemiko doing a little bit of chase, but has to realize that he's not going to be able to stick around in this fight for very long. Meanwhile, we are already up at a town hall, or sorry, a great hall over here. Footmen do have defend, and here's an engagement here. Panda trying to get in a little bit of damage, has a lot of healing items in addition to those rings of regeneration. Perhaps should give some rings of regeneration off to the Archmage, or at least a potion of healing, as it doesn't look like the Panda is going to be in danger at all. Arcane Vault actually being built right side here. Panda continuing this battle here. There, oh wow, Wind Rider escapes at 4 hit points as the Tauren Chieftain still fighting their way over. Peasants no longer in their militia form can still build an Arcane Vault, as that's what's happening now. Panda still looking to engage out back against all of these units. Archmage still absorbing a little bit of damage. Yes, Rings of Regeneration really working overtime on that Panda. Damage is not sticking at all as the units are going to continue to fight their way through. Tauren Chieftain down to 180 hit points. Going to be forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal. It is not going to be at the expansion location as the Shaman could get taken down. Yes, he does. Footmen with the Fend working overtime, reflecting back much of that damage, and the expansion that Lin worked so hard to establish will be falling. All right, back off to the north here. Well, Windride or Spellbreaker's trying to retreat back. Once again, it looks as though the Great Hall is going to end up getting taken down. Scroll of Regeneration being used. Archmage could really use, well, Rings of Regeneration right now. Panda, however, hoarding all the jewelry. Anyone and players who have, yes, it does make sense to transfer Rings of Regeneration, but at the same time, Potion of Healing given over to the Archmage, but at the same time, in the same way, the amount of micro needed there isn't always necessarily that beneficial. Now, coming back across off to the north, there's a Breath of Fire, a little bit of damage. However, the Wind Rider able to back away at 112 hit points once more. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 4. Good morning, Burrow Rush, as we're still having the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer make their way back down. Militia off over here to the top right-hand side. Great Hall about to get finished off. Panda is invisible once more. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire going across multiple units. Sorceress gets taken down, but the Hall is lost. Scroll of Town Portal for a tactical retreat. Panda wants to get close enough to join the ride back home, and does exactly that. 43 supply compared to 46. I was thinking that this game was Lin's to take. Now Chaemiko with a great fight at the expansion, able to get back well close to even once more, as the peasants making use of their long trek, opting to go all the way out across the field, bringing back some gold. Tauren Chieftain is at 4, Farseer sitting at 3, going up against 2 level 3 heroes from Chaemiko. This is still anyone's game to take. No sign for tier 3 on either side. So that is going to be a bigger news indeed, as the transition away from Berserkers and now into Wind Riders. But those Wind Riders only have 570 hit points. All right, Panda perhaps going to get ready to engage here. Are we going to see a potential creep jack? That is the question. Units trying to get pulled away. There's a little bit of inner fire being stolen across multiple units, as the Panda, doesn't really benefit from it right there. It does have a Potion of Mana. Ring of Regeneration finally given to the Archmage to share between the two. Panda going to be getting a little bit of a bonus experience. Farseer is going to catch this positioning right here. There goes another Ring of Regeneration. Rings of Regeneration galore. Panda now could actually be regenerating 6 to 8 hit points a second, based between its hero regeneration coupled with its strength, and if it grabbed that last ring of regeneration there. Brewmaster not going to be falling anytime soon. There's a breath of fire going across multiple units again. Back down to the south, Wind Riders looking to finish off the Ice Troll Priest. It's going to get taken out pretty easily. More Wind Riders going to continue to poke apart these units again. Archmage and Panda both have a big regeneration, big items across. The Archmage does also have that Wand of Illusion. Could try and create more illusions to make the army just look that much larger. Training up one rifleman or trying to just train up a couple of flying machines and have some of those flying machines be illusions may force the Wind Riders to do a double take and try and maneuver around instead of trying to engage those units. Panda is at 4. And hero levels are pretty much neck and neck. 4 and 3 going up against 4 and 3. Archmage, Farseer spot each other in the woods. Farseer now looking to back away. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain, what has he picked up? Devotion, or a big item in addition to a Mana Stone. So he is going to be able to get off quite a number of stomps and then use that for 2 or 3 additional stomps at the end. All right. Battle is going to come down to Breath of Fire versus Stomp. Wind Riders in position. Water Elementals not going to be sticking around very long, as the Shamans do have Adept training and have been purging down those Water Elementals, which are so necessary to try and deal with those Wind Riders. We are now looking at a small squadron of flying machines in the air. 18 to 19 piercing damage. I don't know if how their splash damage is looking. Panda with Breath of Fire may be able to do a little bit more here. Is the Archmage. No, Rings of Regeneration all sold for consumable items. Panda bringing to the table a lot of mana. But remember, those 2 potions of mana only equal 1 Mana Stone. So the Tauren Chieftain actually bringing quite a bit to the table as well. Panda with Circlet of Nobility and Mantle of Intelligence, that +5 additional intelligence, really helping out with 75 additional mana. And if he drops those mid-battle to use a potion of mana and then pick those up, that would be even more Breath of Fires ready to go. All right, Great Hall looking to be reestablished. Panda is currently invisible. Are we going to be looking at an engagement here? There's a couple of ensnares. 2 Spellbreakers are in trouble here. Are we going to see a Drunken Haze? Breath of Fire across multiple units already. Chain Lightning bouncing around. Footmen with Defend. Sorcerer's Flying Machines trying to do a little bit more of those attacks. Again, Archmage doesn't use the illusion yet. Now, what was that? Another Wand of Illusion. They're trying to purge down more units. Still has plenty of mana to go. Is he going to try and head back and then regroup and use a Scroll of Healing? Yes, he does exactly that, as the Archmage is now at level 4. Another Breath of Fire going across multiple units. Slow being counteracted by that Scroll of Speed, as the Militia now being brought over. 57 supply compared to 45. In comes a giant stomp there. Level 5 now on the Tauren Chieftain. Level 4 on the Panda with another Breath of Fire. Still has another potion of mana. Could try and eat more up. 40 supply compared to 57. As the Panda could be in trouble. No additional healing. Panda gets taken down. No additional rings, no additional healing items. Had the extra potion of mana and perhaps should have taken a potion of healing into the fight, getting a little bit gung-ho. All right, the Tavern going to resurrect that Panda pretty quickly. Is he going to drop the Circlet and the Mantle of Intelligence, use the potion of mana, and then pick it back up? Yes, he is doing exactly that. Already back up to 175, transferring the potion of healing and the potion of invulnerability. Everything all in this next push. And pretty much all in with the Panda going up against a level 5 Tauren Chieftain. That level 3 Stomp really making quite a big difference, as the Panda breaks invisibility to try and get in some damage. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire? Yes, Breath of Fire across multiple units there, but really just not that much damage compared to those 1,000 hit point Kodo Beast. Brewmaster is in trouble. Potion of Invulnerability could be used. Uses the Potion of Healing. Breath of Fire going back the other way. Has a Potion of Invulnerability still. He's going to use the Potion of Invulnerability in time to shake off the Tauren Chieftain's Stomp. Chain Lightning still bouncing around, as the Panda still low on mana. Wants to get a little bit more. Going to finish off perhaps a couple of Raiders here, as the Flying Machines with nothing to attack. Panda sitting at level 4 here, gets another invisibility, trying to go after some of those units. Breath of Fire finishes off 2 units there, but doesn't get to level 5. More invisibility on those sorceresses, as well as the Archmage is looking to take down the Orc Burrow. Orc Burrow finally gets taken out. Kodo Beast here, 44 supply compared to 46. Priest are joining up on the battle as well. Where is the Tauren Chieftain? He is coming back over with potions in order to, well, bring the battle once again. Panda low on mana still. Once is he going to try and get to level 5 here? That's going to be big deal. Doesn't get to level 5. 19 experience shy. I would have thought 2 more peasants would have been enough, as the Archmage now tries to back into a corner. Brewmaster does have a Scroll of Town Portal, doesn't have that much mana. This is going to be close, as the Tauren Chieftain is going to be full mana into this next fight. Chain Lightning trying to bounce around, hitting the sorceresses, the Panda, and the Archmage, as the Spellbreakers are immune to magic. Finishing off another grunt there. Brewmaster gets up to level 5. Tauren Chieftain gets a stomp in, finishes off a sorceress, a priest, and, well, leaves behind a flying machine. Main gold mines, 3 minutes of mining left, and that is it. Army size 45 supply compared to 37. Slight gold advantage for Lin at this point, and slight experience advantage, as the Archmage is still only sitting at level 4. Flying machines perhaps need to be repaired, perhaps could get bombs. We are looking at, well, the Bestiary not training up anything additional or new, as a tiny Great Hall thrown down for Lin to try and establish up another base. Is that gonna be enough here? Panda, well, ready to move off to the north, does have an illusion, gonna be bringing units down. Great use of a Wand of Illusion here. Was it purchased from a shop? That is the question, as the Panda now going to be brought over and into the front here alongside those Spellbreakers. Panda purposely being left behind in the back, and here we are going into an engagement. Oh, Panda now trying to back away. Is he going to be able? There's a Dust of Appearance, and they know that it is just an illusion, going after the different one. Beautiful use of Dust of Illusion right there. Archmage falls at level 4, tries to make the bringing alongside the Archmage and the Panda, made it look like it was the real thing, only to see that it wasn't. Hats off to Lin for using a Dust of Appearance and keeping track that the Archmage actually had a Wand of Illusion on him. Great genius level play, and those small decisions could turn things around, as Chaemiko now gets ensnared and then stomped on this Panda. Panda could get taken down here in just a moment. Flying machines with nothing to do. Shamans coming back over could easily get a purge and death, and that is gonna be the game. A level 6 Tauren Chieftain and, well, an expansion still operational Kodo Beast gonna get taken down. 4 Spellbreakers being left behind here, but it's not going to be enough compared to the level 6 Tauren Chieftain and, well, a level 5 Farseer. Damage is going to continue to add up once more. Couple of ensnares. Shaman purposely backing away, and there is the GG. Lin with an amazing genius level play. Just his spider sense was tingling. Saw the Archmage and the Panda coming down. 99 out of 100 players on W3 Champions would have been like, okay, Panda's trying to line up for a Breath of Fire. Lin must have clicked on the Archmage, saw the Wand of Illusion, used Dust of Appearance to confirm and double check that, 1, there wasn't an invisible Panda, and 2, whether or not that was the real Panda. It was not the real Panda. Tauren Chieftain went around, landed a major stun on the Archmage, who was committed and he was the front line. The illusion was not real, and you don't want your hero in that, an intelligence-based hero in that frontline spot. In comes the stomp. Archmage gets shut down. Half of a quarter of the major threat gone pretty much in an instant. Panda was out of position, stuck behind Spellbreakers, and Chaemiko, who entered that battle with the supply advantage, everything just unraveled so quickly. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.